real quick, just because we'll try to be as clear and concise as possible, like we mentioned. So far, I've just taken the computer out of the box. For those of you that aren't real familiar with this kind of thing, you'll have to, if you buy the computer that we have in the link, they're all pretty much the same. You'll just have two things in the back that you'll unscrew here. Do not lose them, obviously. And then this glass will pop off, and then that's how you'll get the inside film and then this packing out of it.
It's beautiful.
Ooh, pretty, yes. And then don't make the same mistake I did. I thought this film was on the outside, so I put this back on. Had to take it off again to get the film out.
There you have it.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
There you go.
It does come with your power cord inside here too. That's actually for Wi-Fi. If you're hardwiring, you don't have to worry about that, but if you're not, you're gonna wanna put that little guy on, and then this is your power cord that just goes into the back of the PC here. If you don't already, and I don't know if we linked one of these, I think we did, but make sure that you got yourself a nice power strip that has protection on it. You're definitely going to need to plug in quite a few things, so make sure that you get one that's a decent size. The charging capabilities is also nice, but like I said, if you get the Veridesk that has these on it, makes it really nice for your iPad and stuff up here. But we set up the PC right beside it. Again, this is not where we're setting this up. So we are going to show you kind of our setup here in this warehouse, and then we will also cut in some clips of our actual setup, and you can see it live in action. But this will just be the walkthrough of how to actually put everything together. So we're going to try to piece by piece, just put everything, kind of plug it all in, show you exactly where it goes. So there will be a little bit of different camera angles and cuts. It might be a little bit choppier, but we're also going to show you some stuff from our main warehouse. So if you see a scene change, that's why. This is just a temporary setup just to do the video. And then we're gonna show you our main scene as well.
I do feel obligated to mention that when you have the power strip plugged in, a lot of people will fill that up quickly and then they'll still use wall outlets. Definitely make sure the PC itself is plugged in to the power strip as it has surge protection in it, and you do not want power surge to fry your really expensive computer. So if anything's going to be plugged into the power supply or the power strip, make sure it's the PC for sure. Yep.
Okay, big unboxing. Here we go.
Go ahead.
Good. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you unbox it. Comes in a little cloth bag. So on the bottom there is a piece of plastic that'll be covering up your grippy pad. So this keeps it from moving all over the place when it's on your desk. There is the Stream Deck buttons. Like I said, there are 32 buttons on this. This is the Stream Deck XL. So when we plug this in, this is all gonna light up and it's automatically going to have its like plane setup. So there's gonna be a lot of functionality to this right away for your PC. But we are going to erase the whole thing and we're going to create our own custom buttons. So we'll show you how to do that. But inside of here is a USB to USB-C cable. So the USB-C side will go in the back end of the Stream Deck XL. And then your USB side will go into your computer. So the back piece of the Stream Deck comes off of there. And then you can attach it right back on. So pull it off, back on. But there is an actual slot that comes out the back side of this, so you can feed your USB side through. So pull this through and connect that piece together. There is your Stream Deck. And then that USB cord. So this desk that we're working with right now has a nice cord slot. So you could actually run everything down the cord slot to the PC. For example purposes, we're probably not going to go through that much effort just because we're kind of showing the functionality of this. So we're just going to run the USB cable over here. We'll bring this to the side and you just plug it in any of the available USB slots in the back of your computer. Once we turn the computer on, this will be live. Sweet. This portion of the video we'll probably just fast forward, but this is what the monitor stand looks like. So there's a lot of little pieces in here and it looks super complex. It is very simple to put together. Just follow the instructions and then we will show you what it's going to look like when we have it all set up. For our setup, we usually put it on the back of the desk, and then we have one monitor that'll be right here vertical for our streamers, and then another monitor that'll come out to your right side here that'll be for the PC setup. So we're gonna set this up, we'll clamp it on here, and then we'll fire the video back up and kind of show you what the setup looks like, and we'll go from there. There you go.
Not good. All right, so we got this installed. Super simple to put together. It took us like 5 minutes. I dropped the tools a few times, but pretty simple. So you'll just obviously connect both monitors to these mounts. Like I said, you can see they swivel in all kinds of directions. So we'll show you this before we put the monitors on, but basically this is what it should look like. You can orient these in any way you want. And once you get the monitors on them, the weight of the monitors themselves will be able to pull these down. So don't worry if they're just stuck up like this.
Here's what your monitor looks like outside of there. It does come with some extra accessories that I will show you once we kind of get these mounted up. You?
Excellent. Yes, do you have the screws for the back?
So you should be able to see the back side of this. We mounted the monitor on here. There are screws that come with the mounting kit that look like this, and they screw into the 4 holes. So there's 2 notches that should be up, and it does say up on here, and then there's 2 lower spots. So put all 4 of those in first, and then from there you can adjust. So there's a tensioner on here that has a plus and a minus, and there's an Allen key inside here, and it does come with the Allen key. So you can adjust the tension. So let's say you put the monitor on like we did, and it automatically wanted to drop itself all the way down. You can adjust the tension to work against it so it holds it to where you want it to be. So we were able to adjust this monitor, and then from there you can change your orientation. So if you want to bring the monitor out and over to another desk and then rotate it, you can. So this monitor that we have over on this side is just going to be our PC monitor. So it's going to stay in a horizontal fashion. This is where we're going to operate all of our OBS and our computer functions. And then this will be our actual stream one here. So we're going to put this one on now, and then we'll show you that. Okay, so this is how we have our monitors set up. So this is your vertical monitor. This is where you're going to see your whatnot page. You will see yourself here. You will see your chat come up. You'll see the normal functionality. You can adjust this up and down as need be. That's kind of how we got it set. And then this second monitor over here is in the horizontal orientation, and that is going to be where we're going to play with our OBS and kind of set up our computer function where we're going to play our music and all that stuff. And that one your stream will not see. This one is what they're going to see. So that's how we set that up. We're going to work on the next piece now, and we'll keep showing you how to put this thing together.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, so I'll give you a close-up here of the back of the camera and the setup. So essentially, the back of the camera obviously flips open here. You get this cooler, and I don't know if you can see it here, if I can get the camera to focus. It comes with a bunch of these little brackets that fit into the back. You just kind of have to find one that fits nicely. The one that fits for us is this one here. I don't know, maybe they are labeled. They are, okay. So here, if I can get this to focus so you can read the bottom of it here. Probably not, but right on this tab here, it says A7 M4 with a larger D on the side of it. That's just the one that fits for this Canon camera. Maybe the D stands for 90D, I'm not too sure. But it just snaps right in here like this. You'll hear it click like that. And that cooler plugs into a USB-C, and you'll just hit the on button here, and this fan will blow out and it'll keep the camera cool. And then I don't know if I can orient it up to the mount here. I did show them a close-up of the mount and everything, so. All right.
And you showed the cooler on the back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I just showed them. So this cable here, you already got it plugged in?
Yeah, yep.
Sensational. I need the dummy battery. And I will have to probably
Clear this up
here. All right. Flip this back around. Now in our setup, we have the battery thing at the bottom, but it might just get a little congested there. This might be easier to access it.
Yes, definitely.
So,
okay,
this right here.
you can walk them through that.
Okay. How good can you see me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we got the camera on the tripod. I had shown you a small clip of kind of how to orient the tripod in a way that it makes sense. We do recommend to mimic this as closely as you can, because the way the dummy battery is going to go into the camera up top here, it's just going to be easier to access. If the camera's technically flipped around and this is backwards, the dummy battery will be kind of congested in here and you won't have access to this knob. So exactly how I showed you is how you want it. It's just going to be easier to use. Goes in there like that. And let's see here. It'll just plug in to itself here. You just match the fittings. And then this will plug into your power strip. I will note too that when you're streaming for a while, sometimes you'll hear the camera, you'll hear the shutter kind of reset. It's completely normal, happens all the time. Sometimes it might make like a millisecond freeze in the stream, but you really won't even notice it. But if it does happen, don't panic, it's completely normal. All right. Snake her around. There. All right, super. Got on the back side, but that's good.
Ta-da!
What's this one for?
I don't really know.
All right.
I'm gonna walk through this quick though.
Okay.
Okay. DJI mics. Comes in a little pack like this. When you open it up, there is a carrying bag inside the package that'll have all of your fun things in there. Looks just like this. There's a few adapters inside there. So this is your main kit that you're going to utilize. The other pieces are kind of up to you. But this is what the main kit looks like. It's got a little plastic protector on here. You take that off. So you have all this extra jazz you can put inside there. There is pop filters on here. These just clip onto the mics. If you find that one of your streamers is just very enunciated, they may want to put these on. We don't use them, but you can use them. And then there's a few other adapters inside here. One of the things that you're going to need is an aux cable. Looks like this on both sides. That's going to plug into what's called the receiver in here. So this small piece right here is your receiver. And there is a port on the side there that's orange. You're going to plug this inside here, and the other end is going to go into your computer aux port. So usually that's located on the top. There's also one in the back side of the computer. So you're going to plug that inside there. This little receiver is going to constantly monitor the mics that you have. There's a little readout on the top. And again, there are two versions of these DJI. These are the mini, so they do not have an LCD readout on them. The upgraded version has an LCD readout that will show you the battery power that's left on each of the mics, how it's receiving. There's a gain for each one, so you can turn the volume up and down. This one's a little more minimalist. It does have the gain on the side here, and has your ports to be able to plug it in, turn it on and off. So you're gonna have your aux port on one, and then there's also a power cable, which is super important. So this one will be constantly plugged in, and your power source is a USB-C. That needs to always be plugged in too. So no matter what, when you pull a mic out of here, it's going to connect onto it. So you see how this just lit up on here, and then if I pull the other mic out, it'll take a second, but this other green light will also light up on here. So that means both of these are connected right now. Every single time that you put one back inside the case, it's going to eliminate that light. Same with the other one. So now there's no light shining. So you'll know that you're connected when that happens. So make sure that you have your power cable plugged in, and then your aux cable, and plug your aux cable into the computer. That will keep that powered up all the time. And then your case itself holds power in it. It'll show on these little LCD bubbles on the bottom how much power that you have. And there's a plug-in USB-C on the back side of this as well. So you got to keep this plugged in all the time, and then make sure that you instruct your streamers or yourself to make sure that when they're done with the microphone, that they put it back in here in the correct orientation and close this back up. And this will constantly charge them. You're supposed to get 48 hours of battery on these. So you should not have any issues swapping mics out continuously. Like I said, we do have 2 sets of these for each stream as a backup, just in case. We also have a boom mic that we did not go through on this setup, but we will show you that on our main channel when we cut to that, which is like a backup to our backup that is direct ported into the computer. It's really good quality, but it's not built to like follow you around, so you have to be really close for that mic to pick you up. So these are definitely the best when you're digging through a pallet or you got to walk somewhere. It's constantly hearing your audio, which is super nice. So yeah, make sure everything's plugged in. Outside of that, it's really foolproof. You just pull the mic out and you talk into it. We'll show you how to set these up on OBS in our next video, but that's how you hook these up to the computer to be able to be utilized.
I'm taking this mic on and off. My biggest fear is like when you're talking, just hear like whatever I'm doing in the background.
No, I was thinking the same thing. Well, if that happens, we just reshoot that portion. Okay.
Okay, so dummy battery's plugged in. That's plugged in. Now we need the keyboard to be plugged in.
Yeah.
And then we should have...
So I'm going to do one more side with this and the ring lights.
Okay.
So there's a couple things that we did not go through in the first video, mainly because they're more of a user's choice. We will have links to these. We use an iPad to run our streams, so we get an iPad stand like this. This does sit up on our desk. Like I said, the computer desk that we have, the VariDesk, has a plug-in, so you can just plug in your USB cable and put your power to it right here. So it's super nice. This always has power. You can run all of your auctions and that sort of stuff on your iPad right here, which is super nice. Another thing that we did not go through is ring lights. In our normal setup, which you guys will see, there is 2 ring lights to the side of the camera here. Again, that's more of a personal choice. We use newer lights, and I will link that down below as well if you want to use the same lights as us. There's a lot of different versions, and we've tried cheap ones, we've tried expensive ones. There's definitely a difference between the two in functionality. I would say that you want to be in the ballpark of anywhere around $100 to $150 for a nice ring light. Like I said, we'll link the one that we use down below so that you guys can check that out. But you definitely want some ring lights for your setup. We don't have them on this mock setup right now, but you will see videos of those as we move along. Okay, Keithkin.
All right, let's get this thing connected here and fired up. So we can see that it's on. I mean, technically, what else, other than the mouse and keyboard, what do we have for setup wise?
Nothing. That's it, homie.
So should we just cut
We're almost done. No, I think this is probably where you want to do. We probably want to show the backside of the computer just to show them kind of where we plugged everything in, so they're aware of what is what on the backside of there.
Okay.
Let's make it as dummy proof as possible. and then just kind of take like a pan of like the full setup.
Okay.
Then I think from there, we just go take some video of the actual live setup.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to do the screen recording here, like get it all set up, and as we set this computer up for OBS for the second channel, we can take screen recordings.
I think so, especially with the initial setup of the, you know, we'll want the camera here for when we first turn the computer on, so people can see what, you know, happens, how long it might take, things that'll pop up.
Yep.
And then, because we won't even be able to screen record until we have the computer like running.
Yeah.
We're through Windows and everything, you know, because it'll want to.
I think that's the next step then.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your computer and mouse. These are generally very self-explanatory, so I won't spend a bunch of time on it, but they both have USBs. So make sure that you plug your USBs into the back of your computer. Any sort of mouse and keyboard is going to work just fine. You don't use these a ton in your day-to-day functionality of the OBS. That's all set up through your Stream Deck. But you'll obviously need to function on the computer to set it up on the backside, which will be in the next video. We've almost gone through all the setup. So we're going to show you the backside of the computer here just to kind of show you where everything is plugged in. And then we'll sum up this video.
Okay.